The Biden administration has been so crazy that even CNN couldn't sleep on this shit. Like anyone who's not shameless MSNBC hacks, they have to call out the fact that Biden gave a performance that is easily as bad as anything that Trump has done. Easily. So I'm gonna play. I think the video speaks for itself. And not only do they fact check the Biden administration, they also fact check Joy-Ann Reid. And you guys gonna see how badly Joy-Ann Reid, Chris Hayes, and every single person at MSNBC and some CNN hosts did as well. So
one thing that President Biden said is basically that he stored the documents in filing cabinets that could be locked. Let's listen.
All the stuff that was in my home was in filing cabinets that were either locked or able to be locked.
Daniel?
Just not true, John. This report from the special counsel includes photos. Those photos include shots of a box just sitting in President Biden's Delaware garage. The special counsel described it as a badly damaged box sitting amid household detritus. So there was some material that was in cabinets, locked or lockable, as the president said, but all of it certainly not. And that open, unsealed, damaged box included, according to the special counsel, highly sensitive, top secret material about the war in Afghanistan.
Okay, another claim.
This segment was so funny to me because you can see the disappointment in CNN. Like Sunny liberals, like, oh my God, you guys are making you're making our job so fucking hard. All right, let's get these motherfuckers. I seen someone have a theory that said the reason why journalists are going after the Biden administration so hard at the press conference and now doing these fact checks is that they want him out. They see that Biden's gonna lose to Trump. I really wish I'd give him credit. I just forgot who that said his theory. It's not my theory. I saw someone who laid this out. I think it was very smart. The media is turning on Biden. This segment is done because at this point they want Gavin Newsom in. At this point they see the polls and they're like, boy, we tried to have your back. We tried to make this shit happen, but this shit not happening no more. And if you guys are not willingly step down, we're gonna go after you guys and force you guys to step down. That's my hypothesis. Not that important, but that's why I think it's going on here because it gets even more brutal. This fact check on Biden and Joy-Ann Reid and MSNBC only gets more brutal as we go on.
That President Biden made. None of the documents were highly classified. Let's listen.
None of it was high classified. Didn't have any of that red stuff on it. You know what I mean? Around the corners? None of that.
Daniel?
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote unquote high classified is also not true, John.
Zoya, why don't they say that it's a lie? Why don't they say Biden just fucking lied in front of national television? This claim that Biden made is not true.
How dare you attack a lovable grandfather, Nick? You're so mean. And also to your Newsom point, I will keep hammering this till the day I die. Newsom is Pelosi's nephew. Do not ever forget that we have political dynasties in this country. That whole family tree is full of governors and judges and the Gettys. And Newsom was he used to be married to Donald Trump Jr.'s girlfriend or wife too, as far as his relationship to Republicans. So this is all, we're just getting the same people from the same genetic pools selling us the same garbage while the military industrial complex is supported bipartisanly.
If you guys ever want to have a fun experiment, just take a random politician, a random senator, a random governor, type their name into Wikipedia and look into their background. There's a good chance that their parents was also politicians. Manchin from West Virginia, Joe Manchin. I forgot, I blanked on his first name at first. Joe Manchin, his father was in government. I think his father like a governor or something. Then he has uncles that was in city council. They was also in government, and then you read his biography. He's like, yeah, his family was in government, and he got in government. He also got family members that own massive amount of real estate, so they landlords in the state. There are landlords in the state. They own massive real estate. They own businesses, so they are literally in charge of the workers in that country. They employ a lot of workers. One of his daughters-in-law is married to someone who owns an oil, not oil, but a coal factory. So the point is, the people who think the United States is democracy, you guys are children. The funny thing is they think we're children. People think RBN is unserious. We're one of the few serious people that talk about politics. Everyone thinks that China and Russia are authoritarian states as we live in a democracy. We live in a capitalist dictatorship. West Virginia is a capitalist dictatorship. They can't. Joe Manchin had to step down. Then he's not running for another term. He has to step down because they can't get rid of him. He will never lose. And then once he steps down, someone else from the Manchin dynasty is going to step in. Or someone they know, a friend of the Manchin dynasty. You guys think you're in democracy? This is capitalist dictatorship, and it's pathetic. Like I'm to the point where I'm old and cranky, so I view people as pathetic. If you're like my age and older and you haven't caught on, I literally view it as pathetic. In the age of information, we had the internet for 20 plus years in the modern as it is today, at least 20 years, and you guys still think this shit is democracy? At a certain point, I do believe in responsibility. There's a difference between a leftist and a liberal. I believe people are responsible for their people. People are responsible for revolution. People are responsible for their community. You're responsible for your intellectual growth. At a certain point in the year 2024, where all you motherfuckers got phones and all you guys got access to information, I am drawing my line in the sand. That's why I said about soldier parents. I watched football the other day. There was a commercial with his military family talking about PTSD and how their son died in the military. That shit unacceptable to me now. And they talking, my son sacrificed so much. There's a commercial that runs all the time. We were so proud of our son's sacrifice. He has PTSD. I'm watching shit like, bro, I just did a segment on this. This shit not acceptable no more, man. There's a difference between a liberal and a leftist, and a liberal and a Marxist. Liberals don't believe in responsibility. You know what I mean? I do believe in responsibility. This is what like more conservative socialists, when you look at socialists in the global south, when you look at Soviets, they are conservative. They believe that you should have responsibility. We just believe that you should be paid your labor value. We are the builders. We are the one who build societies. We are the one who advocate work. We are the one who advocate personal responsibility. We the one that got their labor value. We want to work hard and be paid well. That's a rant for another time. I need to shut up. We almost 2 hours. I need to stop with the rants. Let's continue with the CNN segments as they continue to brutally fact check Joe Biden here.
That claim that he didn't have any material that was quote unquote high classified is also not true, John. The special counsel's report says that the president possessed multiple highly classified documents that were indeed marked as being highly classified documents, including some marked as top secret / SCI, sensitive compartmented information. That is a very high level of classification. For example, special counsel Hur discussed 2 top secret documents about Afghanistan found in that open, unsealed, damaged box in the garage, one of which Hur said contains highly sensitive info about military programs, and another that contains info about sensitive intelligence and sources and methods. Now, it's not clear, John, if any of those Biden documents had those colored borders we saw on classified docs that former President Trump had, which I think is what President Biden was referring to when he talked about red around the corners. But still, whatever coloring these documents had, the special counsel says they were clearly marked as highly classified. And then I should add, Hur also said that investigators' analysis of Biden's own handwritten notes from his time as vice president showed that these notebooks also contained highly classified info, though those were not marked. And Hur said a sampling of 37 excerpts found that, quote, 8 are top secret with sensitive compartmented information, 7 of which include information concerning human intelligence.
So Biden claim is that none of the documents that he had was highly classified. An extremely Trumpian lie, the same thing they will eviscerate Trump for doing, and they are just brutally slapping that down, as you guys are seeing. He said his claim is not true. Why won't you call Biden a liar like you called Trump? This is a malicious lie that he's repeating, but let's continue.
Sources, plus 6 others that were top secret.
And then the third claim that he made, Daniel, there was that he did not share classified information with a ghostwriter.
And which is a egregious crime. We share classified information with someone without security clearance. This is the kind of shit they say Trump would do, Zoya. That Trump is so vain that he would give classified documents to a ghostwriter so he would do a better job on his biography. That's the kind of shit they would tell you Trump would do. But that's Biden. Remember, blue MAGA, red MAGA. They are the two sides of the same coins. And he's been saying that, oh, I didn't do that. Now let's watch CNN brutally fact check this.
On a book he was working on. Listen to that.
I did not share classified information. I did not share it.
With your ghostwriter?
With my ghostwriter, I did not. Guarantee you did not.
But the special counsel said in the
no,
report
he
that he
did not say that.
Okay.
He did not say that.
So he's entitled to say he didn't do it. He can defend himself. But he also said the special counsel didn't say that he did share that classified info with the ghostwriter. Except, John, the special counsel did say that explicitly. Her wrote, quote, Mr. Biden shared information, including some classified information from those notebooks with his ghostwriter. So there it is in black and white. Now, her did elaborate that Biden...
There it is, black and white. Where's the emotion, sir? You guys see how RBN, I show emotion every damn segment. Probably too much. But when they do segments on Trump, they're like, this is another example of Trump attacking the legal process. Trump said the special counsel is a liar. Trump said this. Trump lied about this. This is an example why Trump is a danger to our democracy. But this is not one, not two, but three claims that Biden made in a press conference addressed to the American people where he's maliciously lying. But at no point in this segment do they ever say that Joe Biden's a liar. Zoya, where in this segment do they ever say Joe Biden is a liar that did a press conference where he lied to the American people? I make this point because, guys, they use soft language for a reason. Sorry, Zoya, if you want to chime in, feel free.
No, I was just going to say, Nick, he's not a Republican. How do you expect CNN to criticize him?
Well said. Well said. So, you guys say at RBN, we show our emotions every time, but whenever they talk about Donald Trump, they will call him a liar, but they won't say Biden's a liar, which is exactly what Biden did. Well, then this is not just one fact check. Like, oh, let's fact check one. This is three devastating fact checks that came from the press conference. So not only did he have the funny, unhinged performances that we were talking about on my hotspot video, I was talking about that. I was talking about like the unhinged part of it, where he sounded the most qualified person to run this country. We did some funny editing with it. It was a fun video. But this is the more substantive part of what I wanted to cover, is that Biden is the same liar that they say Trump is. The same reason why people claim to have Trump derangement syndrome, because he's a unique, grotesque liar. They said when Trump was charged with classified documents, he lied about. I still remember how the media critiqued Trump's criticism of that charge. Everything that Trump did, Biden and his media allies are doing. But let me continue. Let's finish the video up. And we get to the Zelensky topic will be real quick. Maybe a shotgun 5-minute segment, because we do got to wrap up here soon. But let's continue.
Shared classified info with the ghostwriter by reading nearly verbatim from the notebooks on at least 3 occasions, including notes from meetings in the Situation Room. He did find that Biden, quote, at times tried to avoid sharing classified info, like by skipping over certain material as he was reading them to the ghostwriter. And Hur did write that the evidence does not show that Biden knew the info was classified. Nonetheless, even though the special counsel did clearly give him some material to defend himself with, this is not a factual defense. So he could cite the factual stuff, Hur said, didn't know it was intentional, etc. But declaring the special counsel just did not say what he said, John, is not a factual defense.
Important to note, Daniel Dale.
Look at the fucking language this weasel used. It's not a factual defense. You mean he lied? I told you guys they're smart. They're not dumb. They're so smart, they know exactly what words to use. I've seen the Trump segments. I don't cover them because they're not worth my time covering. But I see them. They be like, Trump is blatantly attacking our democracy and our legal system by undermining the special counsel. That's the language they use. Meanwhile, his language is Biden is just simply not being factual. I hate soft language. You guys know it. Zoya, any last thoughts? I'll read a few more super chats. Then the Zelensky segment, I literally just want to show you guys the protest because I don't want the title to be clickbait. So I want to make sure I definitely cover this quickly. I'm going to show you guys Zelensky being protested. But any last thoughts on that as I pull some?
Yeah, I just want to really quickly talk about what Biden has actually done. So
Go
the
ahead.
Ukraine proxy war, instigations with China, increased fracking and oil drilling, charging water protectors as domestic terrorists under his own Patriot Act, no student debt relief, Roe v. Wade not codified, record inflation, which is really price gouging, illegally violating asylum laws like Trump, assaulted Tara Reid, which killed me too, deregulating hedge fund investing like Trump, kids still in cages, crushing railroad workers, strikes, soaring healthcare costs, and declining life expectancy. 20% of adults in the U.S. are illiterate, record-breaking suicides, housing and unhoused crisis, mass incarceration with deadly conditions, tax cuts and PPP loans for the rich, corporate subsidies and bailouts, didn't reinstate Iran deal, bombed Somalia and Yemen. The Joy Trump pick for the USPS is still in charge of the USPS because they were fear-mongering us that this is what we have to do. This is why we have to vote for Biden. Weed is not removed as a Schedule 1 substance. Military budget, largest in history. He sniffs women and children, 5 coming forward to claim assault and harassment, push weapons of mass destruction, lie to invade Iraq, funding border wall more than Trump did, deporting more people than Trump did, ending school lunch programs and no minimum wage increase, plus the building of super prisons and cop cities that are popping up everywhere. Now tell me how he's not a Republican or better than Trump.
Zoya is love. Zoya is light. Zoya is too powerful, man. Zoya is too powerful. I can't really remember all that shit. I had to make this Twitter thread because Biden has been so disastrous. I have a hard time remembering the sins that sometimes I'm like, damn, man, this dude they have done so much shit. And that was such a brilliant breakdown. I made a thread like this. I'm not going to read all of them. I covered this on live stream before. I have a long list of reasons not to vote for Joe Biden. And it's so long. Like, and the date of this tweet was before Joe Biden supported a genocide. Anyone who if I vote for Joe Biden, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night, for one. Anyone who advocates to continue to vote for Joe Biden is completely morally bankrupt and is the enemy of the working class. And I am 100% willing and okay with drawing that line.